Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. I am the Moon Mama, and today in our Master Nodal class, we are with the Moon in Gemini and the Sun in Aquarius. The astrology, you guys, every time I come on here, I'm going to be talking about how profound the astrology is right now because we are in astrological weather that humans haven't been in before because of things like um, Pluto and Aquarius, like humans alive, right? So Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius since, you know, 17 something, and so 1770 something, the American Revolution. So we are living through something that humans alive haven't lived through before, and it's really exciting. And the astrology helps me to place myself. It helps me to relax. It actually helps me to know that it helps me to look away from what's going on in the world and understand it from a different lens so that I can actually participate in it in the ways that feel right for me. So today there's some really interesting energy because Neptune is conjunct the North Node in Pisces. And this is a North Node, South Node class. And the nodes are very interesting, you all, because the nodes, when we follow the nodes in your own natal chart and in the sky, it will lead you to the Christ consciousness inside of you. The Christ power is something that is within you. So before I get started, today is Venus Day. I'm so sorry. Venus Day is the day that I ask for reciprocity. And if you want to donate, you can donate at my Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, or at my Venmo, which is @ Monique-Ruffin, or at PayPal, Monique C. Ruffin at gmail.com. And I appreciate anything. I appreciate your music playlist. I appreciate, thank you. I appreciate this is about reciprocity. And the work that we're doing here is to help us understand the laws of this reality. And because we haven't been taught the laws of this reality, and reciprocity is one of the major laws that what you put out comes back. And nothing is free here. Everything is an exchange. And when we give our energy to something, we receive from the thing that we give our energy to, right? So if you give your energy to, music or TV shows that are really chaotic and, heavy and dark, you will receive that energy from them and you will feel bad. You know what I mean? You will feel a certain way. The same is true for anything. Whatever you put your energy into, you're going to receive from it. So I thank you in advance. And yes, I appreciate whatever you give or whatever you share. So back to the nodes. So the North Node is our Dharma. It's where we're going. And the South Node is what we're cleaning up. And the North Node is currently conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces, and Neptune is the energy that rules our subconscious. It's the spirit realm. It's the unseen powers behind reality. It's the force of the invisible. Neptune rules the ocean. It rules the depths of yourself, right? And the North Node is where you're going. So today is a great day to envision yourself in your most desired experience. Like, I have been doing this work for years, right? So when I was in my 20s, I was in spaces where we were visioning and seeing ourselves and like all sorts of stuff, not with astrology. It was never with the current. The astrology is the current. Astrology is what's really, it's the weather, right? So when I share with you the things that the rituals and practices that you should do at these certain times, it's because that's what the cosmos is doing. Now, what's different between the work that I'm doing now and what I was taught growing up is that, or when I was in churches, spiritual churches, No one knew the astrology. So you could be doing rituals when the astrology was on the decline. And you're doing these practices and they won't take because the astrology, the energy is declining. And when the energy is declining, you're not going to give birth to something else. So things won't work. But because we have the astrology now, and like, okay, now the energy is on the incline. The light is inclining. The energy is increasing. So you want to hold your vision now like a tide, and the energy will come and take you to your desired destination if you're whatever you're holding. But if you're holding negativity, if you're holding fear, if you're holding unfinished business and trauma, it's going to take you there because the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is always reflecting the light of the sun. The moon always reflects the light of the sun. So the sun is going to be in Aquarius for another 10 days, 10 or 11 days. And the moon is in Gemini today. And Gemini is your mind, your perspective, the story you're telling yourself. Y'all, I got my ink pen. Here's my ink pen. Here's my big ass journal. And I am writing down my visions because the energy is on the incline. It is on the incline. So I know that the tide is coming. It's going to take me. So I am envisioning myself doing, what does it feel like to be happy? What does it feel like to be in the fulfillment of my objectives and goals? What does it feel like to be doing work that I love? What does it feel like when my clients are coming to me being like, it worked. This is great. Oh my God, it's just so good. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my clients who was the host at the Grammys, um, and she called. She was just so excited. She's like, I was on the stage with Diana Ross and and all this sort of stuff. And it feels so good to me to be in celebration with my clients when they've been working on things to get to places that are suited for their energy. And I am the person supporting them. I'm a kingmaker. Like, I know, like, I don't want to be the king. I'm the kingmaker. Right. And so I envision all of that. I envision my family successful. I envision my child thriving. I write it down. I feel it because I know that the energy is on an upswing. And if I can be in the frequency of that which I desire to come into existence, if I can hold that frequency, so I might, burn a candle, write down a narrative where I'm actually in the full experience of something that is exactly what I want. One of the things that I have been really holding for is creating, like a church, so to say, that is astrology based, where we meet once a month and live in Los Angeles. We have food, we have music, we have dance, we have maybe plant medicine ceremonies, we have speakers. We're there for hours. We have a great time. And then for the rest of the month, we do virtual work together. And then we come back the next month and do it over again. Like, I envision that. I see that. I see what I'm wearing. I see the people with the music. I see that I feel good. I'm happy. My son is there. We're having a good time. People are singing. It's amazing. I'm in my bliss. It's like, oh my God, I love it so much. It feels so good. It feels so good to be alive in my vision. It feels so good to see my vision coming into existence, and that the things that I do, the things that I create, are tremendously beneficial to my community, to the people that I am in service to the world. When I leave this planet is going to be different because I was here. Because I was here, this planet is going to be different. And so I do the work to envision it and feel it. And what I was saying earlier is that I have been doing this kind of work for 20, 30 years, y'all. And I'm so grateful that I have been sitting with teachers for years who've been teaching this. And the difference is the astrology. Because where are we in the cycle? Where are we in the cycle? So if you're doing your visioning and all that stuff when the energy is going down, that's not necessarily going to get you where you want to be. It's a timing thing. But if you're doing it when the energy is ascending, so now is the time, because we are now in the ascension. We are now in the ascension. So today, spend time. Gemini rules the hands, you all. Gemini rules the hands. So touch your body and say, I love myself. I feel good. The places in your body where you are holding negative energy, we might call that illness. Love yourself. Love those aspects. Don't say things like what's wrong and what's going on and something's. Don't do that. You just love yourself. I love myself. I feel good. Thank you. Lean into the places in your body where you feel energy or tension. Lean into it. How do you know when the energy is going up and down? You learn the cycles. That's how you learn. That's how you know, because it's you learn the cycles, and I know the cycles, and so I study. I spend a lot of time learning. Um, I've studied the moon cycle. I studied the sun cycle. I studied the eclipse cycles. This work that we're doing right now is a cycle. It's an eclipse cycle where the northern node and the southern node are ecliptical cycles. And so this is I'm teaching it to you now. I'm teaching you one of the cycles, right? So um yeah, study the cycles. They're countless cycles. There's cycles in a day, there's cycles in a month, there's cycles um in a year, there's cycles. They're just cycles. It's just cycles upon cycles upon cycles. And um and then but you start with studying your own cycles. It's learn your natal chart and learn your cycles, because the most important thing to understand is how your cycles are in alignment with the cosmic cycles. So if you learn your natal chart, so I happen to know the cycle that I'm in, and my cycle helps me understand how I'm meant to function. I am here to do what I'm doing now. This is my function. this is I'm doing this because I'm designed to do this. I have a Gemini moon. I'm designed to teach. I have Jupiter conjunct my sun sign in the 6th house. I'm designed to do this. So I understand my code in and out. I don't understand it all because I'm learning every day, but I really understand how I'm meant to function and how I function within the cycles. So learn that and then apply it to your life. Um, so write a letter to your future self today. That's what you do. Write a letter to your future self. And that letter can be you asking, what to do in order for you to become who you are meant to be, because your future self knows and everything is within you. So you don't force it. You might use your left hand and allow yourself to flow. You might turn on some music, and sit and feel into it, and then just write the letter. What are the questions you have for your future self? Write them down and just allow the answers to come. They might come in a dream, they might come tomorrow, they might come next year, they might come that moment. But listen and write it down. All right, you all. Thank you so very much for your donations. Venus Day. Venus is in Aries, you all, about to go retrograde, which is a really, we are in some energy. We are changing at a deep structural cellular level. We are transforming. Our egos don't know. They don't understand. So many of us might be experiencing confusion, but we are changing as human beings. You're welcome, Janice. We are changing. And so I encourage you to allow it. Allow it. You know, touch into new things. Like, give yourself permission to be new. Give yourself permission to be new. Like, it's okay to change. Let that be okay. And, if you're in friendships and relationships where people have an expectation of you to behave a certain way, it's okay to change. It's okay to let go of people. It's okay. And this last year, I've let go of so many things, and not because people were bad or anything like that. That's not why. Because I was changing and I needed space to change. It's hard to be different when you're in the same company. It's hard to be different when you're in the same company. Bible verse that says something like Jesus had to leave his homeland in order to change, because people will keep you trapped in ways of being. You didn't say that. That's not, you can't be different when you're with the same people. You have to really be in a new environment because you're not attached to agreements in a new environment. And so you either get yourself around new people or people who are on the same wavelength, who understand that change and transformation is a core function of being alive on this planet right now. You cannot be who you were last year. It's really something. When I was, after I got divorced, I was having a conversation with my ex-husband. He was at my house for something and he said, "You are so different." And I'm like, "Yeah, nigga, I'm different." You know what I mean? Like, I we get to change, and that is good. That is good. You get to shed your old way of being and become a new person. That's beautiful. And it's okay if people think it's strange or people don't get it or they think you're crazy. Become somebody new. Just put on a whole new identity. Just do it. Just do it. And allow yourself to feel what it feels like to be transformed. That is what this energy is about, becoming the Christ. And that means that you have to become illuminated. You have to become illumined by removing your fear of the darkness, by removing the fear of the darkness within you, by loving the darkness within you, accepting the darkness within you. And when you love it and accept it, it will illuminate and you will be transformed into the Christ, because that is who you are here to be, to do greater things than what they said Christ did. You are here to do greater than that. Okay. Peace and blessing. I love y'all. Bye-bye.